Hey guys, it's Lover Beauty 10, and today I have my eyeshadow palette collection. I'm going to be showing you them in order that I got them, so from my first purchase to my most recent purchase. So the first palette I ever got was the Naked Basics palette. This one is just neutrals. It's basic neutrals, almost all matte. I dropped it. Almost all matte except for this shimmer highlight called Venus. It's a great palette. It has a shimmer highlight, a yellow toned highlight, a pink toned highlight, a transition color, a dark brown, and a black. So it's just a great basic palette for every day. Naked 2 is obviously my favorite. Venus is my second favorite. My only complaint about this palette is that Crave is really chalky, and it there's a lot of fallout with it for me. I prefer Blackout that's in the Naked 2, which I'll be showing you later. But I understand why they didn't want to put the same color in both palettes. So there's that one. The next two palettes I got at the same time. I got them both for my birthday, but the first one I'm going to show you is the Disney Sephora Cinderella Palette. And I have used this thing to... I've hit pan on like 8 of the colors, I think, last time I counted. And this color right here, Charming, is like gone. I love this palette. The formulation is actually really powdery and not the best, but just the color selection is amazing. I love how there's mostly neutrals, but then you have pops of color on the top 2 rows. And the neutrals are also a lot of different colors that you wouldn't find in a normal neutral palette. Like in the Naked Basics, they're really basic colors. But in this one, there's this really yellow gold and some more rosy toned colors, these 3. And I just love this. And the fact that it has a matte highlight is perfect because I always do a matte brow bone highlight. And yeah, so not enough good things to say. I know this one is limited edition, so I know you can't get it anymore, but I really do like this palette. So the second palette I got for my birthday 2-3 years ago, I don't really remember when, was the Naked 2 palette. How could I not own a Naked palette? But this one is pretty much my everyday palette. Decay is my favorite color. It's the only one I've hit pan on. Tease is a great color too. I love it. I love all the colors in this palette, but the only thing about this palette is one of my least used palettes is this one. It's the Too Faced Matte Eye palette. It's not that it's a bad palette. The formulation is really great, and the colors are really good. I don't usually go for all matte looks, so I always have to use a different palette when I use in conjunction with this one. I use them both together. But I do really like all the colors in this. Vintage Violet is my favorite. And this one up here, Tufted Suede, I usually use for my eyebrows. So I do get use out of this palette. I do like the looks in this. The 3 that they actually lay out, I usually do use it like that. But obviously I mix around too, because just 3 looks in one palette is kind of not good bang for your buck. But I do like this palette. Just not one of my favorites. The next palette I got was the Urban Decay Smoked palette, because I went through a phase where I just wanted to do a smoky eye pretty much every day, and so I wanted to expand my darker colors. So this is what the palette looks like. It comes with a full-size Perversion eyeliner. Mushroom is my favorite color. Evidence and Loaded I have a problem with. When I blend them into my crease, they just look black. The green and the blue shimmers don't really show up on my eye. I usually have to use it as a lid color to make them show up, but I do that sometimes, and it looks good. So this is a great palette. Obviously you can have a neutral look with the top row and this Barless color, but these 4 here are kind of for a different kind of smoky eye. So I really do like this palette. And this palette came with a mini original primer potion and this really cool lookbook with I think it's 10 looks in it, 10 different smoky eyes, and it's really detailed looks. I really appreciate this, because with Too Faced you just get the little cards that's 1, 2, 3, and it tells you how to do it that way. But this is tells you how to blend it, how to down blend and different things that beginners to makeup may not know how to do, so I really like this booklet. The next palette I have is the Too Faced Bonjour Summer palette, and this is a spin-off of the Too Faced Summer Eyes palette. There are, I think, 2 or 3 new shades. They added matte colors, which I know the original Summer Eyes didn't have matte colors, and it has that matte highlight that I love in every palette. This I love for this middle row here with the Firefly, Mermaid, and Plumeria. These 3 colors are wonderful for summer eyes. I use them all over my lid. They're just great colors. And then you have these browns here, which Cocoa Beach and Toasted Coconut. I thought they were like identical when I first looked at them, but when I swatched them next to each other, they're actually really different. Cocoa Beach has a lot more rosy kind of purple undertones, and Toasted Coconut is more of like a true brown. I really do like this palette a lot. I don't use it as much as I should, but I like it. And this one came in a set with an eyeliner, a mascara, a primer, and this really cute bag that is probably not big enough for I would travel with, but it is really cute for like if you want to take makeup to work or school or something like that. So that's really good. So my next palette is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, which I really like it because, first of all, it smells like their Chocolate Soleil bronzer. The chocolate smell, heavenly. And the colors are a lot like the Cinderella palette in the sense that the neutrals, even though they are still neutral, they have a lot of different tones that you wouldn't find in a basic neutral palette. Like this color right here, Gilded Ganache, is like a green olive color that looks great with neutral looks. And the amount of matte shades you get in this is crazy. And they're all basic colors that you would use on an everyday basis. Like there's a matte highlight, which I love. There's this kind of terracotta-ish orangey color, darker brown or really dark brown, and milk chocolate, which is actually what it's called, color. It's just a really great palette. I'll do a top 3 at the end, but this is probably one of them. I really like this one because of the versatility and the looks that you can make. And this one also came with a look thing like Too Faced usually does. I like their new kind of style where it's like a booklet like this, and it'll show you how it's supposed to look, and then it has the steps on the back. So I've actually tried out a couple of these looks and I've been happy with them. My most recent palette purchase was the Urban Decay Electric palette. I have been lusting over this for a while now. I love these colors so much. I can't really block the mirror for you guys, but I love to branch out and try looks with new colors, so this is like my dream palette because I can use it with my neutrals and it works amazing. My favorite color is probably Freak because just that green is amazing. I haven't used all these colors yet, but I will definitely try to put some tutorials up using some of these colors because they're amazing. And the formula on this is so amazing. The pigmentation, they're actually not called just eyeshadows, they're called pressed pigments, which I totally agree. They are so pigmented that, like, I'll show you here. It dyed, I used Freak with this brush, it dyed the brush green. I don't know if you can see that, but it's crazy how pigmented these are. And the brush that comes, the brushes that come with the Urban Decay palettes are actually pretty good. I use them with the palettes a lot. So, this one is my newest palette and my new baby, and I love it a lot. So, okay, now for my top 3. Even though I love these two, I'm not going to put them in my top 3 because they are limited edition, so I don't want you to be all frustrated that you can't get them. But my number 3 top palette would be the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette because it was my first real neutral palette. I mean, I had the Naked Basics, but there's not much you can do with that other than really basic looks. So this one I love, and that's my number 3. My number 2 would be the Urban Decay Electric palette because just look at those colors. How can you not love that? I mean, I guess if you're all neutrals, then you probably wouldn't like this, but I love this palette so much, and I cannot wait to use it more. And then my number one palette is my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. I know this is like everybody's favorite now, but it really is a great palette with the amount of colors that you get. I think there's 16, which is 4 more than the Urban Decay palette, which only gives you 12. And the versatility in the different shades in this one are really great. So that's my number one palette. That's the end of this video, so I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you will subscribe to my channel and look for more videos and probably tutorials coming soon. Bye!